when was the last time someone disappointed you or let you down? Well, I think it's not the people who let us down, but our own expectations. Because people always act as who they are. It's generally us who have unrealistic expectations from others, and eventually we are disappointed ones. But what should be the way to be able to identify the people correctly and set our expectations realistically? Fellow ToastMasters and dear guests, I have a theory for that. And I call it the theory of T0. After hearing this theory, you might set your expectations realistically, and in order not to be disappointed anymore. Well, this theory of mine relies on my personal and professional experiences. Let's say it's something that I made up to ease my own life. As a profession, I'm working as a human resources manager, and as a part of my job, I have to hire people. Therefore, I make interviews with them. And for me, there is no difference at all between hiring a candidate and getting to know someone new. The interviews with the candidates consist of 3 steps, which are also valid for identifying the people in our lives. There are 3 steps. Step 1 is observing people at T0. T0 means time being, where we are now. Let's say the time now, yes. I observe people, I observe candidates during the interviews and try to identify their core qualities and their main characteristic features at T0. As the observation is the key to the success of this theory, I would like to tell you a bit more about observation skills. In order to make a healthy observation, I always focus on people's point of view, their priorities, their values, and their behavioral patterns. I mean, I don't focus on what happens to them, but I focus on how they handle it and their approach. For example, I always ask a simple question to the candidates during the interviews. I ask them, why do you want to leave your current job? And, for example, a candidate replies it as, whatever I do, it's not enough for my manager, and I'm not happy here anymore. I want to work somewhere else where I can feel myself much more appreciated. Well, for me, this candidate is emotional, seeking for others' approval, and not taking responsibility. However, some other candidate may reply the very same question in a different way. Like, my performance score is low, but on the other hand, my manager doesn't give me proper feedback to improve. So I want to work in a company where I can be coached to be much more successful. Well, this is more realistic, and there is a seeking for self-improvement. So this candidate has, of course, a bit more chance to take the position. Well, after observation, we have the step 2. Step 2 is checking them at T-1. T-1 means before, where we were once, let's say. and it's the past things. I ask questions about their past experiences, about T-1. I check if the information they are giving about their past experiences relates with their present situation. And if the data I obtain from T0 and T-1 are relevant, which is usually the case, it directly leads me to a conclusion, which is step 3 and also known as T1. T1 is after, it's where we want to be. Let's say it's future. I make assumptions for T1 in order to set my expectations realistically and in order not to be disappointed in the future. In fact, how you identify a person at the time being is more than enough to assume that person's potential. But we check the consistency of the present data with the past just to double check. But in fact, the theory is mainly about now, and this is why the theory is called the theory of T0. I want you to remember the interview case that I just mentioned before. Although both of the people were facing the same situation, they were in a similar situation, their answers were completely different because their approaches were different, their point of views are different, their values and priorities are different. And these core values and these characteristic features of people never change. You may say that people can change, but I would say that only the people with the potential to change can. So there is no exceptions to the rule. I hope you can see how straightforward this theory of T0 is, and it's how easy to use it yourselves. Just follow the 3 steps. Identify the person using all your skills, and check it with their background and be sure to ask questions. And make your assumptions accordingly. Then, no more surprises or disappointments. Just trust in the theory of T0. It will never let you down.